1081-4. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayesha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Ruttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki. We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 81, Text 4. Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam Yaha Me Bhaktya Prayachati Tat Aham Bhakti Upahritam Asnami Prayatatmanaha Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam Yo me bhaktya prayachati Yo me bhaktya prayachati Tadaham bhakti upahritam Tadaham bhakti upahritam Asnami prayatatmanaha Asnami prayatatmanaha Patram pushpam phalam toyam Yo me bhaktya prayachati Tadaham bhakti upahritam Asnami prayatatmanaha Patram pushpam phalam toyam Yo me bhaktya prayachati Tadaham bhakti upahritam Asnami prayatatmanaha. Bhaktya prayachati Tadaham bhakti upahritam Prayatatmanaha Patram pushpam phalam toyam Bhakti Aham bhakti upahritam Sami prayatatmanaha. Matajis. Patram pushpam phalam toyam Yo me bhaktya prayachati Tadaham bhakti upahritam Asnami prayatatmanaha. What word meaning? Patram, a leaf. Pushpam, a flower. Phalam, a fruit. Toyam, water. Yaha, whoever. Me, unto me. Bhaktya, with devotion. Prayachati, offers tat, that, aham, I, bhakti upahritam, offered in devotion, asnami, accept, prayatatmanaha, from one in pure consciousness. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. If one offers me with love and devotion a leaf, a flower, a fruit or water, I will accept it. Please repeat responsively. If one offers me with love and devotion a leaf, a flower, a fruit or water, I will accept it. Purport by the disciples of His Divine Grace. These famous words are also spoken by Lord Krishna in Bhagavad-gita 9.26. The translation and word-to-word meaning here are taken from Srila Prabhupada's Bhagavad-gita as it is. In the context of the current episode of Sudama's visit to Dwaraka, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has kindly continued his explanation of Lord Krishna's statements. This verse is a reply to Sudama's anxiety that his bringing such an unfit offering was ill considered. The use of the words Bhaktya Prayachati and Bhakti Upahritam may seem redundant, since they both mean offered with devotion. But Bhaktya can indicate how the Lord reciprocates the devotional mood of whoever offers Him something with love. In other words, Lord Krishna here declares that His reciprocation in a pure loving exchange is not dependent on the external quality of what is offered. Krishna says, something may or may not be impressive and pleasing in its own right, but when my devotee offers it to me in devotion with the expectation that I will enjoy it, it gives me great pleasure. In this regard, I make no discrimination. The verb asnami, I eat, implies that Lord Krishna eats even a flower which is supposed to be smelled, bewildered as He is by the ecstatic love He feels for His devotee. Someone might then question the Lord, so, will you refuse an offering made to you by a devotee of some other deity? The Lord answers, yes, I will refuse to eat it. This is the Lord states by the phrase prayatatmanaha, implying only by devotional service to me can one become pure in heart. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanasalakaya Sakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangam Langayate Girim Yatkripatamakham Vande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Vancha Kalpatarabhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Pastacha Desatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasadi Gauravakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So this is the verse that we have read is from the pastime of Lord Krishna meeting Sudama. Exactly the same Bhagavad-gita verse, word to word. So Bhagavad-gita, Krishna speaks, and here also he is speaking the same verse. So, Sukadeva Goswami in this section is describing how Sudama was a childhood friend, classmate, Gurukul mate of Lord Krishna. Sudama's native place is Porbandar in Gujarat. Lord Krishna came from actually Mathura, and they all studied in Ujjain. You'll have to go long distance even to go to Gurukula those days. So, Sudama, after leaving the Gurukul, he went back to Porbandar. Lord Krishna went to Mathura. From there, Mathura, Lord Krishna shifted to Dwarka. So, Sudama by nature was very simple and adhering to the principles of his dharma, swadharma, brahmanical dharma, plus devotion to Lord Krishna. By associating with Lord Krishna in Gurukul, you don't expect him to be doing something else. So he was poor, householder, and he didn't have much wealth. So much so that his wife had a lot of difficulty maintaining the family. So they were so poor that they didn't have proper clothing, they didn't have proper arrangement for what they will get for food also, prasad. So, with that kind of poverty, she approached, Sudama's wife approached Sudama and said that, your friend is the husband of goddess of fortune, Madhava. And we are in so much poverty. And you are a Brahmana, and your friend is a Kshatriya, Raj Kumar. So, Brahmana's dharma is to accept charity, and Kshatriya's dharma is to give charity. So it's matching actually. It's not a mismatch, it's matching. So, why don't you go and meet Krishna and get some charity? Brahmana is allowed to accept charity. But Sudama was not very interested to go and ask charity from Krishna. Meeting Krishna is one thing and asking for charity is another thing. So when the purpose is to get charity, he was not very inclined. But Sudama's wife kept insisting for several occasions. No, you should go, you should go. So, then Sudama thought, not in terms of getting charity, but he thought in terms of meeting Krishna. After all, we met him very long time back when he was in the Gurukul, he met him. After that he came and he got married, so many children, and Krishna went and so many other pastimes happened. Long time. There's a long time gap. He said, well, it's a good opportunity to meet. So Sudama agreed to go. Primarily it was an opportunity for him to meet Krishna, not necessarily that he has to get somewhere. He is not affected by having wealth or no wealth. He was not really bothered about that. So, he said, okay, I will go. But I need to take something for Krishna, some gift. When you go and meet somebody, important person, you take something actually, some gift. He told, please, arrange some gift. There is nothing in the house anyway. You can understand what kind of poverty that could be. So she went and begged, loan from the neighbor 4 handful of flat rice. 4 handful. That means even that much they didn't have in the house. So, then it has to be carried, and it was tied in a torn piece of cloth. This shows the poverty in which Sudama's family was living. SriSriRadhaRasbihariTemple ki, Sitaram Lakshmanuman ki, Shri Gaurnitai ki, Srila Prabhupada ki. So Sudama took this gift for a special gift for Lord Krishna, and he was thinking he started. So Porbandar to Dwarka is about 100 kilometers. And he was thinking how he is going to have audience with Krishna. He was very, poor and torn cloth. Even the gift package was a torn cloth. You don't expect him to be wearing a very, respectable cloth. And he was thinking, I am going to see Krishna. He is in palace. And whether I am going to really have an audience with Krishna or what is... So he was thinking all these things. And he reached Dwarka and he started walking, and he passed through the several gates, and he didn't even know where to go and meet Krishna. He was walking. So he just entered one, nobody stopped him, by the way. And he just entered a palace, and a very opulent palace, and he felt like, he was having ecstasy, bliss. And Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, quoting from Padma Purana, states that he actually entered the Rukmini's palace. He just entered, that happened to be Rukmini's palace. So at that time, Lord Krishna was sitting in the bed of Rukmini, and he spotted Sudama entering from a distance. And he went forward and embraced Sudama. And Krishna felt ecstasy actually. Krishna was feeling ecstasy. Sometimes, even if you are very good friends, but if later your stature is high and your friend's stature is not so high, it It may sometime happen that you don't recognize. You don't, at least you won't make it appear to be recognized. You may think that in the society, what will they think about me? This is my classmate, this is my friend, or even one's own relative, whatever it is. That is the bodily concept of life. Bodily concept. So here, Krishna is, Raj Kumar, and Sudama is looking so poor. But Lord Krishna immediately went and embraced him. And he brought him inside the palace. Sudama was happy that at least Krishna recognized me. So, Krishna made him to sit on the bed of Rukmini. And he washed the feet of Sudama. It's a general tradition in Vedic culture that the part of welcoming a person, washing the feet, even though we may see it in a different perspective by passage of time. This is a nature. He is a Brahmana. You will find everywhere. A Brahmana is welcomed by the king, emperor also, offering these. These are part of the Swadharma of a Kshatriya. Washed the feet and sprinkled the water on his head. The water that touches the lotus feet of Krishna is so pure, Ganga, and it purifies the entire humanity, but Krishna is taking on the head. He is performing his duty as a Kshatriya. Yadyad acharati shreshta taddat eve taro jana. If Krishna doesn't do his dharma, then others will say that, what will I do my dharma? To teach the world, Krishna personally does the activities which are expected in that particular Swadharma. So in this way, Lord Krishna offered sandalwood paste, chandan, incense, ghee lamp, arati kiya, and offered betel nuts, and welcomed him, started speaking pleasing words. So in this way, Lord Krishna and Sudama, they were relishing, talking to each other. And in the meantime, this is Rukmini's palace. Husband is doing, wife is supposed to assist the husband in the services, and she was putting the fan. Chamara, goddess of fortune. In his house there is no fortune. Goddess of fortune is serving Sudama. And the residents of the palace, they were wondering, who is this person? Poor Brahmana, clothes. Sometimes to enter a place, you are supposed to have proper attire. Sometimes you will be denied entrance. Some places you are denied entrance because your attire is not suiting the place. There are cases. So, in that standard, Sudama could have been denied entrance actually, under normal circumstances. If he had entered any other palace, he could have been denied. But it happens to be Krishna's palace. And his body was very thin because there is nothing to eat, His veins were visible. Sometimes fat is not there, veins are visible. Torn cloth. So they were wondering, what is this person, and Krishna is washing the feet and she is putting fan, what's happening here? Krishna's pastime, difficult to understand if you see through the prism of material standards. So they were thinking, what kind of pious activity must have performed that, he is having such kind of activity going on in the Rukmini's palace, principal queen, Rukmini's palace. This person is getting service from Rukmini herself. So in this way, but Krishna was very happy about meeting Sudama, and he was discussing about their pastimes really. If you meet a person after a long time, if your classmate, in our class we used to sit on the last bench, We used to do that, we used to go there, recalling, this is a long time back. So, they were recollecting various activities they were doing together. So, Sukadeva Goswami explains how both of them in Sandipani Muni's ashram, how they together once was asked by Guru Patni, the wife, Sandipani Muni's wife, told Krishna and Sudama, go and collect firewood. Firewood is required for cooking. The Gurukul students are supposed to do all the assistance for the Guru, including begging charity for running the household, grains, vegetables, then to cook, firewood, all these things the students are supposed to arrange. They are supposed to go to the village and get charity. Firewood is one component. So, Sudama's wife said, go bring firewood from the forest. Firewood bringing means you have to go to the forest. And naturally some trees are fallen down, dry trees, and you'll have to pick it up and bring. So once when Sudama and Krishna were given this service, Sudama is poor Brahmana and Krishna is from the royal family, but everybody is equal. You can't say that I'm royal student, you are on economy class and we are different class. There is no class. Both of them have to do menial service. So when they went to the forest on one occasion, they are discussing actually. You remember we went, we both went together. So when they went to the forest to collect the firewood, there was an unseasonal rain. Sometimes unseasonal rain comes. And so much thunder and rain, so dark it became. And they couldn't even find a way to come back. So heavy rain, you can't come back. So they got stuck. They went to collect the firewood in the daytime, they didn't come back. Actually, it becomes a responsibility for the Guru to take care of the children, because these children are coming from different place. And anything happens to them, the Guru is responsible. It's not that Gurukula Beidi Abbas Vogya kam, Guru takes the responsibility. So he was concerned, what happened? 2 students went for collecting firewood, they didn't come back. So he was concerned, whole night they didn't come back. It was raining heavily. Obviously, 2 small boys went to collect firewood and they didn't come back, he is concerned. And it is stated that, because they didn't find a, way to come back, they were stuck. And Sandipani went in the morning, it became morning, then he went to the forest himself to find out where are these 2 boys. So, it is explained that because they couldn't find the way to come back, they were wandering in the forest only, not knowing the way to come back, and Sandipani Muni went and met them. And interestingly, they went to collect the firewood, It is so much heavily raining. And they were carrying the firewood. They didn't leave the firewood. That bundle of firewood they were still carrying, even though they were stuck in the rain and they were not able to find the way back, and they were still carrying the firewood. And Sridhar Swami explains, Sridhar Swami, original commentator on Srimad Bhagavatam, explained that they were wondering, they didn't, in this connection, they were holding to the service. They didn't leave the service. In spite of so much difficulty, they didn't leave the service. And when Sandipani Muni saw that, they, in spite of all the difficulty, they were still carrying the firewood that they are supposed to bring it. You can't come back and say that we didn't bring, there were rain, so we came empty-handed. You are sent for a service, you come empty-handed, then it is failure of duty. So when Sandipani Muni saw that in spite of so much difficulty, they were carrying, he was very pleased. He was very pleased. So, in this way, Sandipani Muni blessed them that, all the things that you are learning, they will be full of meaning to you. Sometimes you need blessings. Sometimes somebody may get a curse and you lose everything. What service you have done. So, in this way, here, another thing that is being explained by Krishna's own action is that how when one is engaged in a service and that becomes the top priority. Nothing else. Even though there may be so many inconveniences. Inconvenience may be there. Everything, doing anything, there is some inconvenience or the other. But then, here, we can see how Krishna himself is. Everything that Krishna does, he is doing it for us, teaching us. So, something like, Srila Prabhupada would tell his disciples, you'll have to do this, that's it, they are ready to do anything. Many times, the disciples will take any kind of risk to get the service done because the Guru wanted, Prabhupada wanted. So in this way, Sandipani Muni blessed Sudama and Krishna that whatever you learned, it will be a full meaning to you in your life. So Lord Krishna and Sudama in this way were spending the evening very pleasantly discussing about various interactions they had in their childhood. And now you'll have to remember Sudama came to see Krishna to beg charity. He didn't ask so far. And he also brought this flat rice. Because even before starting, he thought that, I should take something, and he brought. But he was keeping it. Not yet given. And he is thinking, I am sitting in this, palace, which is far, far greater than the King of Heaven. What is King of Heaven is nothing actually. Vaikunta. And so opulent. The pillars are made of valuable gems, not just stone, whole pillar. Not made of ordinary stone. These are all valuable stones. It's so opulent. And he brought what? This 4 handful of flat rice tied in a torn cloth. He was not giving actually. He was thinking, this dry flat rice, somebody gives loan, they are not going to give the best of the thing they have, Unko मालूम है return आएगा कि नहीं. When sometimes you are not sure whether you are going to get return or not, useless thing can be given also. But they didn't know that it is for Krishna, by the way. So he was thinking, what is that I have to give Krishna this? He was not actually giving. So, Krishna knows that he brought and he is not giving. Krishna, it is not that you can hide anything from mortals. Krishna se kya hide karna? So, Krishna was thinking, this fellow is not giving, and how to get it? Krishna is making his plan. Then, Krishna is speaking this verse, Patram Pushpam. He is telling that, if you give me with love, a leaf, tulsi leaf, a flower, a fruit, water, I accept it. Don't think that you'll have to bring a very expensive gift for me. Sometimes if you are going for a party, depending on the party, you'll have to plan your gift, If you go to a very, elaborate big party, you can't take a very simple gift, you'll have to take. But Krishna is assuring, Hare bhai, I will take tulsi leaf also, which he could have brought it on the way also. When on the way walking, he could have picked up something on the way, one flower. He says flower. He could have flipped one flower, and even if you are given one flower, Krishna says, I will accept it. So in this way, Krishna is telling the same as we already mentioned, exactly same thing he told Arjuna also. So same, he is telling here, I will accept with the devotion if you give. What I expect is only with what mood, what attitude that you are giving. So, in spite of that, our Sudama was not giving. He didn't say that I brought a nice gift, you please take it. He didn't give. So, then Krishna said, ye to dene wala nahi hai. So he didn't want him to take it back. So Krishna then snatched the hidden gift from Sudama's hand. That, Are kya laya? Give me this. And it is in a turn. Sometimes if you see something is packaged not properly, you don't have a mood to accept it. Ye kya laya? But Krishna knew that this is what is meant for him, and it is with the right intention, right consciousness was given. So Krishna actually picked it up. Oh, you have brought something very wonderful for me. And so Krishna picked up it, opened it up, and it is a very dry, flat rice. Flat rice में थोड़ा मसाला डाल के बनाएगा तो अच्छा लगेगा ना. इस पोहा, to make poha you'll have to soak it in water and do all those things. Or dry one also थोड़ा कुछ मसाला रहना चाहिए. Nothing, very plain flat rice. Very, very plain flat rice. And so Krishna took one handful and he ate, and he said, this is nectarian actually. And Rukmini is watching. Even Sudama was not convinced whether Krishna will like it or not. He was not sure. But he didn't know that Krishna was enjoying. So, here, there is something very important, that from whose perspective what? Sometimes different people have different perspective, The world is running on perspective. You do something, somebody else perceives in a different way. Right? You may be doing with some intention. And somebody thinking that why is he doing? But Krishna knows everybody's perspective. He has global perspective now. He knows what for what is done. So here, because Krishna was very clear that Sudama and his wife, they were in poverty, and Sudama's wife was in so much suffering, still she was very chaste to Sudama, and because they were poor, not that they engaged in stealing from here and doing some adharmic activity, fully on the path of dharma, and then wanting something from Kshatriya, that is also within dharma, and it happens to be Krishna himself, so how can he not give anything? So, even though something may be very, very, from the perspective of ordinary worldly people, very simple thing. So from Krishna's perspective, there is a devotion in that. Krishna receives it in a different way. So it all depends upon with what intention service is done. Service is not a mechanical process. It's not a mechanical process. So here in the purport, it is explained that whether something given with love, you accept it. If it is not given with love, we will not accept it. Krishna says, no, I will not accept it. When Krishna went to Hastinapur as a Shanti Doot, they say that he is the first mediator. Shanti Doot, mediation करने के लिए. So he is from the royal family. You are going to another royal place. Obviously, the king is supposed to extend, royal welcome, hospitality, etc. But Krishna chose not to accept Duryodhana's hospitality. And he chose to accept the hospitality of Vidura, who is actually dependent on the Kauravas. Duryodhana, indirectly. He was getting remuneration from the Kauravas, He is not independently getting anything. He is part of the family, getting remuneration. Krishna went to his house. He didn't go to Duryodhana's feast. And they didn't expect, Unfortunately, Vidura was not there, his wife only was there, right? And they didn't have of all the fruits, they had banana only. She had only banana. Banana is the cheapest fruit, Banana you get in dozens. Others, you get by numbers. Banana, ek dozen kitna. You don't ask for one banana. So Krishna says, if you give patram pushpam phalam toyam, if you give me fruit, I will accept it. And Vidura's wife, she was in so much ecstasy. The ecstasy is that Krishna is here. I am serving him. Can't believe, You have to serve. And she is serving. And she wanted to do the best service. She didn't even want to give the entire banana to Krishna so that he has to peel. Peeling banana is very difficult. Even she said that, no, I will peel and give. Ready to eat. That is the consciousness. In the process, she was giving the peel. And Krishna is eating that. Here he says, I will accept the fruit. He can accept the peel also actually. It doesn't mean that we can give peel, thinking that Bhagavan ko peel dega, hum fruit le le. These are all something in the very, very high level of consciousness. We are just discussing that what Krishna can reciprocate the devotees, if their consciousness is pure. There is no limit. Nobody can restrict Krishna. So, yes, Krishna says here, I don't accept if it is offered without any devotion. Is he waiting for all of our service actually? No. We are doing service for our benefit. We think that we are benefiting Krishna. Even if we don't do service, Krishna will be happy. He is self-satisfied. No problem for him. We are doing it for our benefit actually, so that we can purify our consciousness. Our consciousness needs to be purified. It's not that Krishna is in need of so many people doing so many things, preparing, hard working, nothing. He is not in any need. For him to serve, the Lakshmis are waiting. Rukmini is serving. Radharani is serving. Everybody is serving. What else he needs? So, here, Krishna is very clear that the mood in which a service is done, doing service is one thing, the mood in which service is done is very important. The mood in which service is done is what is going to make our advancement in Krishna consciousness. Just serving will, take care of our roti kapda makan. Roti kapda makan. Yeah, the whole world, no problem for whole world, no? The mood in which, the attitude in which, the consciousness in which the service is done makes us to make progress in Krishna consciousness. That is what makes Krishna more happy. That is what makes Krishna happy. So, here, Krishna is very clear, with love if you are given. You brought, my dear Sudama, you brought this with so much love. And because you love me so much, you are not even giving to me. Because he thought, Krishna, in the beginning he thought okay to take. When he came to Dwaraka, he was not willing to give actually. Because he thought, what is this? I brought so dry thing and, Krishna is in such a opulent place and how can I give? Krishna said, no, I want it. So sometimes what is normally not acceptable, Krishna accepts it and makes a new rule. I had so many things to say, but I will shortcut it. One small pastime of Lord Jagannath, there was one devotee of Raghudas. So this devotee, he made a garland with the string of banana bark. The banana bark is there. In that, there are long fibers. Especially if you take it out nicely, it will be like a string, long bark, so string. If you dry it, it becomes strong also. Garlands are made. Especially in South India we make, but anyway, in Jagannath Puri, they did not use this banana bark string for making garland to Jagannath. In their tradition, because Jagannath temple is run on very strict tradition. जो भी ट्रेडिशन में है वही ऑफर करेगा. अभी भी चल रहा है. What to speak? So they were not offering. Garlands are not made with banana bark string. So this Raghudas, he made a garland with this banana bark string. And so he took it offer to Jagannath. If something is not within the norms of the temple, you are not going to accept. Pujari के पास दिया, पूजा, हटो. कैसे लेके आया? This cannot be offered to Jagannath. You made it with this. Go. He said, Pujari. Sometimes Pujari के हाथ में बहुत कुछ है. So he took this garland home and he kept the garland And he was not able to sleep. He was crying. I made it for Jagannath. They didn't accept it. What can I do? He was crying. So that day night dressing, करने के लिए पुजारी, so put the dress, and he was putting the garland, and garland fell down. Then he said, maybe I didn't tie properly. Again went and tied, nicely tied. अरे क्या हो रहा है? He tied more harder, not staying. All kind of gimmicks, anything he did, the garland was falling down always. Then says something is wrong. Nothing is wrong with the garland. Something is wrong. So then they said that we must have committed some offense. Jagannath is not accepting garland. So they all decided that we will sleep in the temple only, and Jagannath will somehow or other give us instruction. तो सब लोग सो गया मंदिर में. Then Jagannath came in the dream of head pujari. He said that my devotee Raghu, he brought a garland. तुम लिया नहीं, and he is not sleeping. And how can I sleep? My devotee is not sleeping. Go bring that garland. वो garland चाहिए मेरे को. If you put that garland, then I'll accept it. अरे वो लिस्ट में नहीं है. He made with the string, no, what can we do? आज से वो string से बनाओ, no problem. Amendment to the rules. Now they accept it. This amendment is because of Raghudas. Otherwise he would not have made. So they went. उनको उठाने की जरूरत नहीं, वो तो सोया नहीं है. अरे रघु दंडवत, किधर है तुम्हारा गार्लैंड? क्या हुआ? नहीं, जगन्नाथ मांग रहे आपका गार्लैंड को. You took the garland and put the garland to Jagannath. Then Jagannath said, ठीक है, आओ तुम्हारा garland भी डालो अभी. So Krishna, many of the, you will see so many things in different places. You know, when a pure devotee does something, based upon that the rules are changed. Krishna is ready to change his rule also. So in this way, we can see Krishna, why he does that? Because he actually is Bhakta Vatsala. When a pure devotee does something, that becomes a standard for time to come. He sets the standard. And Krishna accepts it. Yes, now onwards you can go. So in this way, here, Sudama, there is another interesting thing about jackfruit, which we don't have time to talk about. Krishna, Jagannath is very special with Raghudas. So, here, after one handful Krishna ate, he was so ecstatic. He was going to take another handful. And Rukmini said, Bas. There are different acharyas are mentioning several things about what is the meaning of Rukmini, goddess of fortune, not allowing Krishna to take the second handful of this poha. So Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur says, this is so hard, he will not be able to digest, we don't want stomachache. Then दूसरा कुछ करना पड़ेगा. We may ask, Krishna will get stomachache, Jagannath gets, sneezing fever after the, Snan Yatra. So, he said, no, you don't take it. And she was thinking with one handful only, entire, the wealth can be bestowed. If you take the second handful, I'll have to be servant in Porbandar. अभी पोरबंदर मेरे को शिफ्ट नहीं करना है, द्वारका ठीक है. One handful, the wealth required for generations to come is already invested in. There is no need for second. One handful is okay. So, in this way, There is another interpretation that no, we also need something. What is that you are so happy to eat? We'll also eat little. We also want to get some Mahaprasad, which is making ecstasy in you. So when Krishna is satisfied, the entire world is satisfied. Yashmin tushte jagat tushte. When Krishna gets satisfied with what he is eating, it may be from others' perspective not satisfactory. If somebody else eats, they may not be satisfied. That doesn't mean that Krishna will not be satisfied. Krishna will be satisfied. So, in this way, Sudama, after spending the time evening, then he took royal feast, which he would not have eaten for so long, and he took rest. And next day, only one night he stayed. Next day he was going to start. And what for? He came actually to beg charity. And he was free to beg charity. As a Kshatriya, he could have said that, no, I want to take one cart load of this thing, that thing, mere ko grocery de do, ghee, rice, dal, gold, cow. He could have asked anything, would have been given. He didn't ask. Now he is going to leave, he didn't ask. And apparently Krishna also did not say anything. Krishna also voluntarily did not say, तुमने मेरे को गिफ्ट लाया, तुमको रिटर्न गिफ्ट मेरे को देना था, ये लेके जाओ, वो लेके जाओ, कुछ बोला नहीं. सब लोग देख रहे हैं, आया लेके आया पोहा, उसको भी जबरदस्त लेकर के काली कर दिया, काली हाथ में भेज रहा है. Even he was not arranging journey prasad, by the way. हमारा ब्रह्मचारी किसी को जाने के लिए बोला था, journey prasad क्या है? Planning करना पड़ता है. 100 kilometers by walk, He is not taking a flight, helicopter or anything. पुष्पक विमान भी दे सकता था, पुष्पक विमान नहीं दिया. अरे तो आया, मेरा गाड़ी में आपको छोड़ देता हूँ. गाड़ी कौन है? गरुड़ को बुलाता था, उनको भी छोड़ देता. गरुड़ को बोलता था, अपील ही करता था एक्चुअली. 100 kilometers yes, walk, journey prasad भी नहीं दिया. So, Sudama was actually happy. Ecstatic you can say, not just happy, blissful. He was on the way thinking, oh, this Krishna, husband of goddess of fortune, he embraced me, he did this to me, he made me to see it, and Lakshmi was fanning, oh my goodness, what a wonderful thing, I didn't expect. He is thinking. He is not thinking, अरे भाई मेरा वाइफ तो बोला है, my wife told me to bring, I am खाली हाथ में जा रहा है, क्या मिलने वाला है घर पे, वो सोचा नहीं. He was not thinking what my wife will think. He is thinking what happened in Dwaraka. Krishna did, I am so fortunate. So, in this way, finally, Sudama arrived in Porbandar. And देख रहा है मेरा घर कहाँ है भाई? He was living in a jopadi. House was not there. And sometimes you visit a place after a long time, some buildings come up. इधर इतना building आ गया करके. Development. But you don't expect development within, say 2 weeks time. जाने आने का पकड़ेगा तभी, एक हफ्ता जाने के लिए, एक हफ्ता आने के लिए. 2 weeks time we don't expect a drastic development. No? There are towering palaces and पोरबंदर में ऐसा तो नहीं था. अरे गलत एड्रेस में आ गया है क्या? And then he was seeing some people playing and they were all brilliant looking. And one lady comes and she bows. And he was thinking, who is this goddess of... She looks like goddess of fortune, like Devata, demi-goddess or something like that. That happens to be his wife. She said, I am your wife. She was not even able to identify his wife. And children playing, they were all wearing all silken cloth and the house is, even surpassing the opulence of heaven. He was thinking, he said, he was able to, oh, yeah, you are my wife. And when he could realize that it was wife, he also became transformed. All his skinny body gone. Now, thoda healthy aa gaya. Then he could immediately understand without the hand of Krishna this is not possible. That is Krishna consciousness. So, there are demigods who give वरदान देता है, मांग की देता है. बिना मांगे कौन देता है? If you don't ask anything, it is said that a child which cries gets the milk. अभी छोटा बच्चा है, when the child actually cries, first thing mother will do is, ठीक है भूख लगता होगा, दूध देगा. ये बच्चा रोता नहीं है, उसको दूध नहीं मिलता है. रोएगा तो मिलता है. Here, Krishna was not asked, but Krishna gave to Sudama. Sometimes people say, what? If you go to Krishna, Krishna will take. Not only Krishna will take, he will give. When he knows that, that is going to be used in the appropriate way. So here, it is explained that Srila Jiva Goswami says that Sudama had the last trace of illusion, of subtle pride, that I am a renounced Brahmana. I am renounced Brahmana. And by him obtaining this much opulence, when he was not deviated from his Krishna consciousness. On the other hand, he was always thinking about how Krishna has reciprocated to me like this. When opulence comes, people forget. Sudama did not. And he was thinking. And by that Krishna consciousness is the last trace of subtle pride of being a renounced one, that also went away. Cleansed. So much so that after completing his life, Sudama went back home, back to Godhead, and Sukadeva Goswami explains that the benefit of hearing the pastime of Sudama and Krishna, if one hears how Lord Krishna was so kind to his friend Sudama, they will develop love for Krishna and become freed from the bondage of material work. If there is bondage, attachment to the karma, to the work that they are doing, one can actually be freed by sincerely hearing the wonderful pastime of Lord Krishna with Sudama. So, we are giving opportunity for our Kalash donors also to do this. I was just preparing in the golden Kalash, by the way. If you are doing a golden Kalash, you will also get Patram, Pushpam, Palam, Toyam, Tulsi leaves, flower, fruit, and Kumbh Mela Ganga Jal. So they will offer to Lord Krishna, Radha Rasbihari in the Julan, and offer to Lord Krishna and get the blessings. So we hope that by doing so, they will also get some kind of attraction for serving Krishna. More, on the platform of making progress in Krishna consciousness. So we hope that they will come little bit closer to Lord Krishna. And we will give a shloka card also. They can keep it with them. So in that way, we will also try to engage the Kalash donors in serving Krishna. In this way also. And so to conclude, when one does devotional service without motivation, selfless service, that is what pleases Krishna. And that is what is important for us to progress in Krishna consciousness. Just mechanical services, okay. Better than not doing anything. But then, doing with the right attitude of pleasing Krishna without any motivation, that pleases and Krishna accepts that service, even though it may be any insignificant service, from the perspective of common man. And Krishna gives without being asked. when he sees that a pure devotee needs that, Krishna can give also. And when he gives, he will give more than what he expects. You can't even hold what Krishna can give. So much, he can't even expect. So, Krishna also in this pastime, by his own example, how service given is not left. He was carrying the firewood as a small boy, even though he was in such a great difficulty. Service is not left. Be in your service area. During Janmashtami, your service is given. Don't leave the service. Remember, Krishna himself did not leave the service. You are not going to leave until it is done. अरे बहुत प्रॉब्लम आ गया, मैं भाग गया उधर से. भाग गया तो कृष्ण का लिस्ट से निकल जाएगा. तो कृष्ण का लिस्ट में रहने का तो भागने का नहीं. Krishna's list, these fellows are all stayed back. Tick, tick, tick. So if you want to be in the list of Krishna, be fixed in your service that is given to you. And even a devotee proud of his own devotional service is a disqualification. That requires purification. Sudama's very pastime explained that Krishna gave everything. In spite of that, Sudama was Krishna consciousness. That helped him to clean that trace of illusion that he is a renounced Brahmana, that last trace of attachment. So even attachment to one's own devotional service and being proud of that is not good. Doing it without anything in expectation. Anya bilashita sunyam jnana karmadhanam anukulyena Krishna dasirunam bhaktir uttamam. That makes a person readily go back to Godhead. So Janmashtami is the wonderful occasion for us to remember these wonderful pastimes of Krishna, and we meditate upon that and see that how we can wonderfully serve Krishna. And a huge festival, and we are celebrating 2 days. Lot of devotees are going to come, lot of Kalash donors, lot of general public. Preparations are underway. So see that how best you can serve to make this festival a grand success. So that it is pleasing to Sri Sri Radha Rasbihariji and Srila Prabhupada. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Any questions covered? Couple of questions if you have.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Several very deep insights you mentioned which were very inspiring. One was that peel, how Vidurani's consciousness is that even Vidurani's consciousness is that peel also should be removed, that Krishna should get ready to eat. I never. Also, you mentioned that Sudama never got the thought of return gift. That was also very, very inspiring, Prabhuji. And also, this, that Sudama never thought that because my attitude is good, Krishna will accept this offering. So, Prabhuji, I had a small question that you mentioned this, that even when your seva gets tough, or you are in some difficulty, still do not give up the seva. So in my situation, little tough also happens. I feel no problem, give up seva, protect yourself or comfort yourself. Seva we can do later also. So in which situations, knowing my adhikar, what to decide, Prabhuji, how we can?
You will have to do everything within your capability and command to get the service done. If by leaving the service, it is going to create disservice for Krishna, it is not good. If you are leaving the service is not going to please Krishna, how can you do that? But what is needed, what is the best you can do, you have to do it. By doing so, if Krishna is going to be pleased and you have to lose something, no. He should be ready to lose. That is Krishna consciousness. What is Krishna consciousness? Ready to do anything to please Krishna. Why did Prabhupada go to America? And it is to please his Guru Maharaj and please Krishna. After he got 2 heart attacks in the ship, first thing he did when he reached America, did he go to a cardiologist? And he has a lot of medical knowledge, by the way. He was a pharmaceutical businessman. He used to make medicines also, by the way. He's not ignorant of heart attack, by the way. He knows. Don't think, Prabhupada did not know about heart attack. He's well educated. Scottish Church College, he can speak English. So, he knows about it. But 2, and he writes, if 3rd one was there, Haribol. Haribol बोलने के लिए भी कोई नहीं था ship में. He knew. He didn't go, after reaching there, he was not finding a cardiologist. Okay, he didn't have money. He went to Gopal Agarwal. उसके पास तो पैसा था. उधर जाके बफलो में देख सकता था कोई कार्डियोलॉजिस्ट को. कुछ कर सकता था. फिर वापस भी आ सकता था. चलो भाई नेक्स्ट शिप किधर है भाई, वापस जाना है, जल्दी जाना है वृंदावन. मेरे को टाइम आ गया, मेरे को शरीर छोड़ना होगा, मैं जल्दी जाता हूँ वृंदावन. किया नहीं. Why? Mission incomplete. What is the use? In fact, Sumati Murarji told Prabhupada, my staff is telling that if you go to America, you will die. Prabhupada said, no problem, you don't worry, you give me, I will go there. So Prabhupada had a mission. And Prabhupada said, my Guru has told me, my Guru has given me this service. And if I don't do, what is the use? Even if I die in Vrindavan, what is the use? Better I try doing my service in America and die there, even if nobody is there to even take care of a Vaishnava Kriya for me. Who will do Vaishnava Kriya for Prabhupada if he had died there? Took the highest risk. Krishna reciprocates. He did everything that Prabhupada wanted to establish. Brought back to Vrindavan. That is Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki, SriSriRadhaRasbihariTemple ki.